Hey guys, Mosa here, and today I'm bringing you my first college football first round prediction between the Notre Dame Fighting Irish and the Indiana Hoosiers. Now, without a further ado, let's get started. Now, let's kick it off with the injury report of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, which is cornerback Benjamin Morrison with a hip injury, offensive lineman Boubacar Toure, I think that's how you say it. He has a knee injury, offensive lineman Charles Gagusa with a pectoral injury, and they are all out for this game. Then moving on to defensive lineman Howard Cross III with an ankle injury, and running back Jeremiah Love with a leg injury. Now, when it comes down to it, both Love and Cross will indeed play in this game. I do, in fact, believe they'll make it. Otherwise, this is going to be a very tough game defensively for the Fighting Irish, like when it comes to the injuries, obviously. But yeah, losing Morrison, losing Chore, and losing Howard, these are three big losses if they lose Howard in addition to that. But it also comes down to the fact that, honestly, it's also Notre Dame. So I actually believe Notre Dame can take down Indiana, but it's going to have a little bit of issues due to their banged up defense. Now, moving on to the offense, we got quarterback Riley Leonard, running back Jeremiah Love, but if he cannot go, Jadrian Price will take over. Wide receivers, we got Bo Collins, Jordan Fison, Jaden Greathouse, I think that's how you say it, and tight end Mitchell Evans. Left tackle Antoine Knapp, I don't know if that's how you say it, but please correct me in the comments below. Left guard Billy Schroth. Yeah, I'm really butchering these names. Center Pat Coogan, Rocco Spindler at right guard, and Emil Wagner at right tackle. Now, this offensive line, I think it's going to be pretty decent, honestly. They're going to open up some holes for Love, and Leonard's going to have pretty decent protection. When it comes down to it, Love is going to have to run it, and run it all day long. Maybe if he doesn't play, Price is going to get less of the workload, and they're going to start passing the ball. View, Jordan, Jaden, these are the main three targets, and honestly, I think Riley Leonard could do a very good job. But there is an opportunity that he does indeed make mistakes due to most of the workload going on to him, as if they lose Jeremiah Love, that's less of the run game and more of the pass game, and then more pressure onto Riley Leonard. In the end, I think it's going to be an alright offense, and we're going to be seeing a few points by the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Now, moving on to the defense, we got defensive ends RJ Oben, Joshua Burnham, defensive tackles Howard Cross, and Riley Mills. But if Cross cannot go, Donovan Hinish will take over, with weak side linebacker Jack Kaiser, inside linebacker Drake Bowen, strong side linebacker Jalen Sneed, cornerback Christian Gray, Leonard Moore at cornerback on the other side. Nickelback will be Jordan Clark, free safety Xavier Watts, and Endon Schuler at strong safety. Now, when it comes to this defense, it's a little bit banged up, and they've lost a lot of guys in that defense, especially on the defensive line, and if Howard doesn't play as well. But I think it's going to be an alright defense. They're going to let up a few points by Indiana, but the question is, how much? Because I think that they might hold them enough that the Notre Dame Fighting Irish will be able to outscore the Indiana Hoosiers, but in the end, it's really a flip of a coin when it comes to the Notre Dame defense. Now, moving on to the Indiana injury report. Now, when it comes down to it, tight end Brody Cosen with a lower leg injury, tight end James Bomba with a knee injury, and offensive lineman Drew Evans with an Achilles injury, all out for the game. Now, when it comes to Drew Evans, I don't think he's much of a factor when it comes to the offensive line, but Brody and James, I think those were two, at the least, rotational tight ends when it comes to Indiana. Losing them is going to have a very big role in the Indiana offense when it goes against that defense of Notre Dame. Both are honestly injured, but it really all comes down to how they can perform without their two tight ends and this offensive lineman. I think it's not going to affect them as much, but it is going to have a big effect, especially since it's against Notre Dame, even if they have a banged up defense. Honestly, this is going to be a very tough offensive matchup for the Indiana Hoosiers. Now, moving on to the offense of the Indiana Hoosiers, we got quarterback Curtis Rook. Then we got running back Justice Ellison, Elijah Sarrat, Miles Cross, and Miles Price. At wide receiver, Zach Horton at tight end, left tackle Carter Smith, left guard Tyler Stevens, center Mike Katic, and right guard Bray Lynch and Trey Wedig, I think that's how you say it, at right tackle. Now this offensive line is going to be a tough time against that defensive line of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, but it's going to be pretty steady. Now Rook is going to have to get some short passes out there. I think Surratt in the deep routes, running with Ellison will be a decent game for the Indiana Hoosiers. But in the end of the day, they're going to have to worry about this Notre Dame defense, even though they're injured as well. Honestly, even though they're injured, this could bring harm to the Indiana offense. And honestly, the run game might be stopped. And if the passing game stops at that point as well, say sayonara to the playoffs for Indiana, as you're going to be eliminated in the first round if that happens. Now, moving on to the defense of the Indiana Hoosiers, starting with defensive ends, Mikhail Kamara, Lannon Carr Jr. At defensive tackle, we got CJ West and James Carpenter. Inside linebackers, Jailene Walker and Aiden Fisher. Cornerbacks, D'Angelo Pons and Jaimir Johnson. Nickelback will be Terry Jones. And Amare Farrell at free safety with strong safety, Con Asbury. Now, when it comes down to it, I honestly believe that they're going to get picked apart by the Notre Dame offense. Honestly, this is going to be a tough game. Leonard's a pretty good quarterback, and the Notre Dame offense is pretty decent. Honestly, against this defense, I'm seeing a bit of an issue. If Love does not play, then that's a better option for the Indiana Hoosiers. Otherwise, we're going to be seeing a pretty decent game on offensively for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Otherwise, yeah, I'm seeing that this game is really going to come down to who plays and who doesn't on the on the Notre Dame side. Indiana, honestly, you got to stop the run if Love's in the game, and you got to make Leonard throw those passes that are just hurried and all that, because if you don't, then sayonara. Now, in conclusion, I have the Notre Dame Fighting Irish winning 28-23. I think that it's going to end up that way due to a game-sealing interception by the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, and then obviously a kneel down that comes afterwards. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish will advance to the next round, and honestly, this is going to be an interesting game to watch today. Tonight, this game's going to be interesting, but I honestly do believe that Notre Dame will advance and that Indiana will go home as the losers of the college football playoffs. Now, that was it for this video. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Tweet me any video ideas. Also, tell me down in the comments below, who do you think will win and who do you think will lose? Tell me down in the comments below. Now, like this video if you liked it, subscribe, and hit the notification if you want more videos. And I'll see you guys next time.